Hello everybody, thank you for joining us. Today we are going to draw a person riding a bike, but we are going to show this from the rear. So the perspective is as if you're seeing the person riding the bike toward a certain perspective point, which is slightly, so let's say that way. So that is the path on which the bike is, and it's going that way, and you're looking at the person from the rear. So let's get started with our pencils that are all set. So the easiest way to go about this is first put down a pair of wheels, which are of course not essentially round and not very oval, unless we're looking at the person from a very sharp direction like that. We are looking at like somewhat like this. So this wheel might be more oval compared to this, but not necessarily. Yes, it definitely has to be smaller. So we put in a pair of wheels just that oval, and of course there will be all the framework going in. So framework, the easiest way to do this is, we have, by the way, we have other videos which feature and a person riding a bike. You could check those out. There are different angles, but instrumental nonetheless in terms of utilizing this very popular site. And I think it's essential art to know how to do this. Now, the way we are doing this is that although the perspective is going this way, this has to go like this way. Like all of these elements are sort of falling in this way. So there might be a little variation here and there according to the differences in angle, but so the seat will be like this way, and we are placing the person in that same perspective. So there are the adjoining handles. Extend them out, and then of course we can do the edits. We can increase the size of the handle, make it taller if you have to. So those are the supporting beams on the side, and here same exercise. Let's just go through, and we're imagining that we are able to look right through. And the wheel is in motion. Most of the time we are able to see right through if it's going really fast. Not too fast, yes, we see all that wireframe right around. So, but for the benefit of the doubt right now, we will just put in the framework like that and keep going from that point on. So the seat, again, right there. So let's put a triangular seat right there, looking something like that. Really, really easy, except that we just have to be a little mindful of the different components of the framework that are going into this. So this shaft, of course, goes all the way here, and we have the seat, and of course then there's the other apparatus such as the pedals. So one pedal might be here, and we will determine this in a second of how to utilize everything. And then of course the handles, we'll put out the handles in the end. So the curvature is going like this, apparently, of course, with the angle that we are looking at this whole thing with. The curvature will be like that. So now we station the person on the bike, and we're going to give him an essential, people ride bikes with different postures really. I've seen some very weird postures, but we will go with a very often seen one. So hunch. I was about to like change my mind. That's why that became messy. So hunch there. The bottom is of course stationed, housed, settled, whatever you want to say. Here, one leg coming down, knee, and we have a foot right here. Let's actually use a color pen for this so that it's a little more welcoming to the eye. So curvature, of course our frame will go around this, and we'll change the volume, the depth as we go along. The other leg, so this pedal again is actually going like that way. So the other pedal will probably go like that and be somewhere there. So the person's other leg is slightly higher than this one. So we have to imagine that we can look at that. Could I do that in a different color already, so the other leg going right there, knee coming down, and the foot. Looking at it from that perspective, and in a moment we will put all of this together and it'll look more acceptable, I think. So there's the shoulder set, again not across, just that much. The delts right there. Of course this is more extended in the view than this. And then we go, let's actually give him a bit of a taller torso there and put the shoulders here instead of here. Sorry about that. And then we go like this, perspective, elbow and hand going just that much, stationing itself over the handle. The other hand again like that, going in, stationing itself over the handle. The head necessarily hunched forward like that. So that is the core framework. Now we will use a different pen to put a frame around this. I know that this is a little messy, but once we do our black outlines, this will become clear in a hurry. So there's the frame of the person now being put in place. Shoulders, arms, and this, you can go very quickly over this. And then of course fingers right there. And the thumb also, of course. That's the back, and there's the neck. And the other hand, well, barely shows here once the frame comes into view, and a bit of the leg will show like that. Now we are going to grab a marker. Let's just imagine that we are drawing a young person riding the bike, essentially. And let's do a pair of pants. So right around that framework that we have put down, we will carefully put in different elements. So there's a hint of the t-shirt or shirt. There's the foot. And we have, let's give him a wind jacket over this, wind jacket. And let's show that other leg through the framework. Just that much, I think. We don't want to overlap and make this as if like it's transparent. So the fingers right there. Of Of course, we can do this in more detail, but it's all going to like come together once we keep delve like into it, like with a little more time, a little more care. But we are quickly putting a frame together right now, so I think this is sufficient for the moment. Let's give this guy a hoodie of some sort. So there's a hoodie, and look at that, we have a hooded figure riding a bike. Let's do some inks so that this becomes even more clear. Essentially, these textures do not set in when we are looking at the person, but we are just throwing in some clothing creases, some details, so that this can work a little better for us. And there we have it. Person riding a bike. There's a hint of the other foot showing, and as we see from the back. So all sorts of possibilities. Now we could have this arm going like that too, like that. But in that case, the hand, if it grasps the handle, so let's come over here, bring this handle here. Right now, since that hand is like coming from the top like that, it is grasping the bike's handle in this manner. So we have a finger set going pretty much like that. There's the butt of the hand. There's the thumb right there, which we didn't really draw there, it's so small, but it'll be something like that. But if you want to have the hand going in like this, so like straight, let's bring this over here for a second. There's the handle, and the hand will, of course, if it's coming like that, it's going to sit right over the handle, sort of like that. And then it will go sharply back into the wrist. Of course, that is looking at it from this same angle. The thumb will not be visible, only the knuckle set from that angle, and that goes into the arm. Or the wrist can come back into the elbow and then go up. So two different options to work with. I think this is more effective. Shows like a little more strain, but you know, like this looks like a faster bike than a conventional one. So I think this works better. But here are a few options for you to play around with and have fun with. So please do try it out. Please do subscribe, keep in touch. Thank you for watching. We put out content every day, so let's keep sharing ideas. Have yourself a wonderful day.